want to say about it. We talk about a lot of things going on. Like Adam, from what I know of him, he works very hard. He gets a lot of things, but he's also a no nonsense thing, and there is a bit of integrity there because I know one of the things. And I've spoken to, do you know Kev Mudd? He also says hi, by the way.
Oh,
He was on
nice.
one of the
Yeah, Kev's nice.
previous podcasts. He says one of the big things in comedy, and we've mentioned it before, it's unregulated. So there's a lot of nonsense going on. I've heard from you and other acts that like with payments in comedy clubs, like they take 2 months to get through. Well, if your job even as a barista or barman, they at least pay you at the end of the month. But with comedy, with it being unregulated, I've you've also ridiculous stories. Well, some they don't bother paying at all unless you go to a small claims court. But I've heard also some stories about some
Yeah.
taking 2 years to pay.
I did something, yeah, it was 6 months. I'm still owed money from jonglers back in the day.
Let's hear.
So 400 quid. Yeah, it's very unregulated, but with an agent, they'll help you chase it up. So it can be frustrating because you've got bills to pay and stuff like that. I wouldn't be in too much debt if I'm not in debt, but sometimes I use my overdraft. I wouldn't be in my overdraft if they paid on time.
Mm.
You know, if the promoters actually paid like a week after at least, but sometimes you're waiting 6 weeks. But luckily, I've got savings and stuff, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But if you're just relying on the comedy income, and you've got kids to look after, you've got a family, then it's tough.
But with comedy, I've spoken to a few comedians out there. There's a great comic like Martin Davis and all that, but they say that comedy in the 90s, and I heard from the Comedy Institution, for anyone that's listening, PJ, he says that the pay's gone down since he started, and he said that, what was the point I'm getting at? Yeah, so you've been in comedy for 17 years.
Yeah.
How has comedy changed for you?
Well, I was gigging with a guy called Windsor. He's a great MC. He's an actor as well. But he was talking about, we just gigged in the weekend, and he was gigging in Eastbourne in London, and he was going to make £665 per the weekend, which is not bad at all. It's really good. But 20 years ago, he was working for jonglers, and he was about £700. So the fee for 20 years, you'd expect the fees to be increased, but so it's changed now. Is that live comedy? You just can't depend on live comedy itself. You need to use social media, like this. Do your podcasts. There's multiple avenues now, so it's not just live comedy where you can make your money.
Mm.
But it is getting harder out there because there's more comics, and arguably there's there's more gigs, but they're less well paid. And in the 90s, obviously, you didn't have the internet, so more people are going to see live comedy, I assume. Or I don't know what the exact figures are, but you had no competition from the internet.
No. But everyone's trying to a lot of comedians are now seeing social media as a way to break through and things, but is there a chance that boom will end as well, and there'll be something else that people have to find to get ahead?